Good evening and welcome to day 3 of the Sumo Summary Show. Got a good day of sumo to go over with you today, and we're just going to jump right into it. Got a few other websites to show you. So let's just get started. Why don't we? It is Tuesday, the 14th of January, and I'm going to share here. Oh, we're not going to get to that yet. Let's start over here on the main page. And we'll look at the sumo that happened today on day 3. Of course, over on Patreon, in the collection, I put up, I think, 7 matches, 7 videos. I should say that because some of the videos have more than one match. So, yeah, we got your Teruno Fuji, you got your 3 Ozeki, Onosato, Kotozakura, and Hoshoru taking on Wakataka Kage. This is both Sekewake matches in one video. Double matches, Mark Ellis says. I'll say thanks, Mark. Uh, Ura and Abi in this video, so 2 matches in that video. And Takeda Fuji versus Onokatsu. That was where I started. I've started to number it like this, 3.1. Unfortunately, the one drawback of uh, Patreon, there's many positives, uh, but one drawback is you can't autoplay a playlist or autoplay a collection like you can on YouTube. YouTube, you can just say, okay, play, and it'll just play the next video and the next video. And so a lot of people like that. They could just hit play once, and then it would play all, say, 7 or 8 of my videos, and they would just watch the sumo. But here you got to click on each one after, each 5 minutes or whatever, you got to click play. And I know it's a first world problem, and, but usability is a big part of what we like in our devices and tech, right? So I understand people's frustration with that, but it's a Patreon thing. It's not me. I wish I could change it, but I can't. So I hope you will bear with it. Okay, matches and topics. Anybody absent today? No, not in the top division at least. I'm sure there were people maybe in some of the other divisions, but same, just Roga and Hokuto Fuji. So let's just jump on in. Start down in Juryo as we often do. And let's look at the guys who are undefeated. So Juryo 13, Koto Eiho. Koto Eiho. It sounds like I'm almost saying something bad there, but there you go. Pretty young guy, 21 years old. And how long has he been in Juryo? Yeah, just his second tournament in Juryo. So he got a 7-8, and they let him stick around. But he's redeemed himself a bit with 3 wins in a row here in January. So good for him. I hope he keeps winning. Uh, let's see who else we got. Da, 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 da. Waka Ikari, super young guy. He'll be 20 in February, so currently he's 19. And again, was up in Juryo, almost the exact same thing. Juryo 13, 7-8, stayed at Juryo 13, has got 3 wins in a row. Wow, that's a very similar story for those two Rikishi. So there you go. That's interesting that they're kind of mirroring each other, and they're both Juryo 13 this tournament. Hakuyozan's at 3-0. He beat Oshomi today to give him his first loss. Aonishiki bounced back after a second day defeat to get a win today on day 3 against Hideno Umi. Shimano Umi is winless, so he's not having any luck right now. The White Bear, Shirokuma, got his second win over Tsurugisho, who's winless. Ryuden beat Shishi. Both men are now 2-1. Kaio at Juryo 1 got his first win, now 1-2. And the other undefeated man is Asakoryu at 3-0, beating Satanomi in the final match in the Juryo division today. All right, jumping up into the top division, let's see what happened. Nishiki Fuji started us off with a win over Kageyaki, who's struggling. Could be headed back down to Juryo if he doesn't find some way to get some wins. He's 0-3 right now. Toki Hayate got a second win over Thomas Shoho in his debut. He's got 1 win so far. Kim Bozan undefeated, beating Kitanowaka today. Hakuoho also undefeated, beating Koto Shoho. Shonan Umi winless, so he's got to turn things around. Takeda Fuji beat Onokatsu, and I put that match up on the channel, on the Patreon channel. They had a very close match, and then there was a Mono-E, and they had a Tori Naoshi, a redo. They fought a second time, and Takeda Fuji won the second match very easily, in fact. But Onokatsu put up a very good fight in the first part and just couldn't get the win. Tamawashi, against all odds here, is doing great. Let's see. He hasn't started 3-0 in quite a while. And just this string last year of 7-8, 7-8, 7-8, and then he finally got this 8-7. And maybe he's now going to turn things around. He's at M10, but 3-0. So we hope he can keep that momentum going. He's got a tough opponent tomorrow in Takeda Fuji. So we'll see if he can beat Takeda Fuji tomorrow. I think he'll definitely be getting his Kachikoshi, uh, and find himself up a little further up the Banzuke in March. All right, who else we got? Uh, Meisei got his first win by beating Oshoma. Mitakeumi went to 2-1 by beating Chirano Umi. Endo got his first win over another veteran, Takara Fuji. I think Murray said that these guys have fought each other like 37 times or something. So he's now 1-2. Takara Fuji winless at 0-3. Chiyoshoma continues to impress at Maegashira 5, now 3-0 by beating Ichi Yamamoto. Takayasu, yay, he's on my team. I finally figured out who's on my team. And Takayasu's on my team. So is Takeda Fuji and Hakuoho. Very popular choices. I went with some of the most popular guys. So I was doing good. Uh, I got 3 wins out of 3 matches here. Gonoyama, Maegashira 3 beat Ura. Abi the Komusubi beat Atami Fuji, who's winless. Daisho the Sekewake is undefeated at 3-0. He beat Shodai, who's winless. Oho has beaten 2 Komusubi in a row and now beaten a Sekewake. And he has the other Sekewake tomorrow. So he's had kind of a very rough set of opponents in the first 4 days, but he has been equal to the task. Now at 3-0, Wakamoto Haru 1-2. Then we got Hoshoru versus Wakatake Kage, and both those guys are on my team for the contest, so I could only get 1 win. Uh, but I was kind of hoping, well, no, I want Hoshoru to win. So it would have been fine if either one, got the win, but I think I kind of wanted Hoshoru to win. I want him to potentially win the U show. Uh, Wakatakage now, though, struggling a bit at 1-2, so we'll see how the rest of his tournament goes. But he is on my team. I have confidence. And then I have my other person on my team is Kirishima. So I ended obviously on a loss as he lost to the Yokozuna here, and is 0-3. So he's really dragging my team down. Uh, you know, Gotta hope he can turn things around. Onosato, the Ozeki, got a win, and Tobizaru, an upset over Koto Zakura. And this is pretty, big deal because, in all this discussion about can there be a double Yokozuna promotion, right? So what has to happen is Hoshoru has to win the U show. Let's say 14-1, 15-0 would be great. And Kotozakura has to kind of be the runner-up 1 win behind him. And then, they'll each have won one and each been the runner-up and at high scores. But Kotozakura, as you saw there, is already got 2 losses after just 3 days. So he is in trouble. So the best he can do is 13-2, which is fine. That's a good score. But if he loses just one more and goes down to where the best he could do is 12-3, now you're starting to get sketchy. And if he loses 4, it's all over. You're not going to get promoted to Yokozuna on an 11-4. It wouldn't even matter if that was the second best score. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, he's almost got to win out now. And that would mean beating Terunofuji, beating Hoshoru, beating Onosato. So he really didn't want to drop 2 to really low-ranked guys in the first week. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. So, plus he obviously his goal was, never he doesn't care about the double promotion, fun that we're having as fans. He just wanted to win the youth show and get promoted to Yokozuna. Because if he wins the youth show, he gets promoted to Yokozuna. There's no doubt about it. But and I'm not saying he's completely out of that race with two losses. He can certainly, like I said, he can go 13-2, but to do that now he has to win every single match from now until day 15. So, yeah, just bad luck or bad news if you're a Kotozakura fan. You definitely didn't want to see him lose today. All right. So the two guys in the top, Sekewake Daisho and Hoshoru the Ozeki, are the two undefeated men. Terunofuji kind of riding the ship a bit. A good win over Kirishima today. He persevered. It wasn't an easy match, and he kind of showed his Yokozuna spirit and got the win. So he's now 2-1. So I think people will relax a little bit about him and not be wondering so much if he's going to pull out of the tournament. He looks like he's in there for the long haul. Okay, so I wanted to look at Kirishima because when they mentioned his match against Terunofuji, they said he has fought Terunofuji 12 times and never beaten him. And I was kind of blown away by that. So I went over to the Sumo database, Sumo DB, and looked it up. Kirishima versus Terunofuji. There it is, 0-13, because it includes today's match. So look at all those black circles. He has never beaten Terunofuji in 13 previous meetings going back to 2020. He obviously is newer to Sumo Kirishima, so he didn't fight Terunofuji in his first go around before he got injured, went way down, and came back. So the first time he fought him, Terunofuji was a Komusubi, then Terunofuji was a Sekewake, and of course he was still called Kiribayama then, and he was an M Amigashira rank. Then he was an Ozeki and he lost. And then he was a Yokozuna, and the rest obviously he's been a Yokozuna. And yeah, what does this mean? Huh. Yokozuna 1 East YO. I wonder why they added that YO. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. But anyway, does that mean it was in a playoff? I'm not sure. Anyway, okay. If somebody knows what this means, feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyway, so yeah, and then he was M2, and then he started his rise up, went up to Komusubi, went back down to the M's, and then boom, 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 Ozeki. But every time he's fought Terunofuji, he's lost. So that was surprising to me that, he's Terunofuji's that dominant over Kirishima, but he didn't find a way to win today either. So there you go. Another one that was interesting was Hoshoru Wakatake Kage. See if I can go all the way back up to the top here. So I got to go to home. So what you do is you click on a wrestler you want to look at, Hoshoru, and then you can look at all bouts by opponent. And of course, it's alphabetical. So here's all the times he's fought Abi, for instance, Hoshoru. So I wanted to see Wakatake Kage, so we got all the way down to the bottom here in the W's. And there it is. So they've only fought each other 13 times, but it does go back to before Wakatake Kage got injured, I think. Maybe not. No, this is all fairly recent. Oh, well, here's the big gap. So yeah, okay. So, oh, these are Juryo matches. Okay, so Juryo, they fought each other twice in Juryo, and actually Wakatake Kage was the winner there. Then their first match in the top division was in 2021. He was an M5, he was an M1, and Wakatake Kage won again. And then it's kind of been back and forth since then. So Wakatake Kage had beaten Hoshoru in 13 meetings or 8 of their 12 meetings before today. Uh, and but yeah, today it was all Hoshoru. So there you go. This is an invaluable resource, the Sumo DB. So You should definitely have that bookmarked in your browser if you're a sumo fan. And then when Murray was talking about a famous time when Wakataka Kage fought Hoshoru, and Hoshoru used this very interesting kind of like fishing basket. I can't remember what the name of the Kimarite is, but this throw that's unusual. And I just want to remind people there is an internet archive of all my old matches. So for those of you who are newer to sumo or newer to my channel, I started my channel back in 2010 and I wasn't uploading a whole lot back then. I had uploaded some videos in like 2008 when I had a different YouTube channel, and I was just sort of doing it for fun, putting up content on that channel when I was living in Shimane-ken. And then when I came back to Japan in 2010 to start to live here again and work at the university, I was like, I need to have a totally dedicated sumo channel. So I started, the Jason's All Sumo channel, and that grew and grew and grew and lasted for over 10 years. I think I was up to about 70,000 subscribers, and people really enjoyed it. It was all free. Um, and then, of course, NHK started to really clamp down. I'd never put ads on the videos, and I think that was one reason they kind of left me alone for a long time. But finally, they gave me copyright strikes and the channel went away. So, as that happened 2 years ago in the very beginning of 2023, luckily, some quick-witted fans of the channel grabbed everything and put it on this archive. So, it says after 14 years with little warning, it was taken down due to copyright strikes. So this person, Ali, who I should always be very thankful for, sorted the files by year. It says sometimes I'm just talking to Cam, sometimes there's clips or news about Arikshi, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of videos here. And you can search them, I think. So you can search Hoshoryu, but here, this is 2009 videos, and the quality, let me tell you, is not that great. If you're going to go back and watch some of these really old ones, yeah, I don't. Okay. Oh, this says the Koriori Sanyaku, Baruto, Chio Taikai. I mean, these are names from the past, right? But there you go. And it obviously jumps up to 2010, and that's when I started the channel and so on and so forth. So, uh, you can see here, let's see how many total videos there are if we take this all the way down. 5,549 videos. Oh my God. So, yeah, there you go. 5,500 videos for you to watch. But if you're looking for an old match, is my point. There's a chance that it's over here. And I hopefully you can search it and find it. And there's hints and clues and stuff here. So check it out. If you're that link is always in the description box. So lots of old sumo history there. 10 years pretty solid from 2010 to 2020 and even after that into the COVID years you can see what it was like when we were fighting with no audience and things like that. Okay, another thing I wanted to recommend really quick is this one channel over on YouTube, or right here on YouTube, because you're watching this on YouTube, called Don Don Sumo. And I think I've shouted him out before, but I heard the announcer mention that uh, Waka Ikari used this unusual kimarite called Keikaeshi, a minor inner foot sweep, the other day when he won his Juryo match. And I knew that Don Don puts together these videos, and here's one in the sidebar, top 5 bouts of day 3. And he does a Makuuchi version and he does a Juryo version. So he picks the matches. And I'm not going to hit play because I think that it gets weird when you're sharing your screen on Zoom and you try to play a video. But he uses a lot of graphics and he puts up, if you're just learning sumo, uh, he puts up a lot of graphics and he slows down the action, shows you, what is a Migiyotsu grip? What does it mean when we say he went Makikai? And he kind of breaks down some of the Japanese terms and he goes over the Kimarite and explains what they are in English. What is an Uwate Dashinage? What is a Yorikiri? And so if you're newer to sumo and you want to know, like it says up here, technique breakdown, and he puts up the age and the weight and everything. So if you're into that kind of Nato sumo stats, he's really good at that. The videos are very tight. They're always like 8 or 10 minutes long. He picks the top, what he thinks is the top five that day. And he does, like I said, one for Juryo and one for uh, Makuuchi. So really recommend it if you want to learn and know a little bit more about, some of the terms that you're hearing me say, the announcers on the web on NHK say. So hats off to Don Sumo. I don't know if he watches my channel, but uh, yeah, he's only got 7 videos, so I don't know where his older videos are. Maybe he refreshes his channel to avoid copyright strikes or something every bus show. But yeah, really good resource. So go check him out. Give him a subscription. He's only got 11,000 subscribers, so throw him a subscribe and tell him Jason sent you. Okay, so let's look ahead to day 4. So actually, really quick, we can go to tournament leaders. So here are our 3-0 guys. It's still a whole screen full of guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, all undefeated in the top division. Other than the 2 top-ranked guys, Daisho and Hoshori, you've got Oho, Chiyoshima, Tamawashi, Takeda Fuji, Kimbozan, and Haku Oho. So we'll see how many of them can win tomorrow and continue their streak on day 4. Down in Juryo, it's already gotten a lot smaller. Just 4 guys now undefeated, Asakoru, and then the other 3 guys are all way down the Banzuke, Hakuyozan, Waka Ikari, and Koto Eiho. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And like I said, let's jump into day 4. All right. So one of the leaders, Waka Ikari, has a Makushita wrestler, Aqua, who's, no, he's been as high as the top division, so he's a tough opponent going at him. Let's see, who else? Koto Eiho has Tohakuru. Hakuyozan has Shimazu Umi. And then where's our other undefeated man? Aonishiki has Tochi Taikai. Both men are 2-1. Shishi has Shiden. Asakoru is our other undefeated man. He has Shirokuma. So that's the Juryo slate for tomorrow on day 4. And then the Makuuchi slate. Let's see anything that sticks out. Kimbozan undefeated has the debut, the rookie, Tamashoho. Hakuoho against a winless Shonana Umi. Takeda Fuji against Tamawashi, both men 3-0. So this match is one that will end up with one of them uh, staying on the leaderboard and one of them having his first loss. Chiyoshima up against Endo. Takayasu Ura, always a fun match. Uh, Komasumi Wakatake Kage has Atami Fuji. Sekewake Wakamoto Haru has Shodai. Oho 3-0 against Daisho 3-0. So they're settling that real quick. So can Oho, he's beaten 2 Komasumi and 1 Sekewake. Can he get the other Sekewake to complete all 4 of the guys? That'll be interesting. Daisho's look pretty strong though, so that should be a fun matchup tomorrow. And then we get Abi versus Onosato, the first Ozeki to see action. Both men 2-1. Hoshoru has Takanosho. Kotozakura, Kirishima, and Teruno Fuji in the final match of the day has Tobizaru. Takanosho has had to fight uh, Kotozakura, then Teruno Fuji, then Onosato, and now he has Hoshoru. So the 3 Ozeki and the Yokozuna are his first 4 matches of 2025. That's rough, man. That is rough. After that, everything else will seem a lot easier, I think, and maybe he can get some wins. I wouldn't expect him to get this win over Hoshoru, but you never know. So some fun matchups. I do have to go to work tomorrow, so if you're a Patreon person, it'll be a little bit more limited coverage, perhaps. I might have to work off my DVR a bit, but we'll see what we can get for us. And yep. All right. I'll probably start posting the standings page tomorrow on day 4. So look for that in the description tomorrow. Give me one more day to make sure everything is working on the contest. You can start checking out where you are in relation to everybody else. And yeah, everything else you need is down in the description box. If you want to go to that archive, the link is down there. And that'll do it for today, day 3. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.